Sree G Panduranga Reddy garu, Vice Chairman Reddy, Principal Sree garu of Sree Dattha Institute of Pharmacy, the teaching fraternity and very beloved students of Sree Dattha Institutions. I am very much overwhelmed with the kind of setup you have constructed here and the way you are taking the show with all the good words bestowed on the teachers. So it reflects that this generation can be a generation on which we can hope and have a faith that they may carry the traditions and the rich culture of India ahead. Because the incidents which are happening around in the academia and the education institutions present a very gloomy picture of the student. His weak understanding about ethics, morals, values, and his passion towards earning money or generating wealth is an alarming signal for all the educationists like our chairman sir and the teachers like we are. So I would like to talk about the teachers today, because the students never are bad. It's only the guidance that matters for them. If you don't guide them properly, they become something which is not expected. And we blame the society, we blame the parents. I think this is not fair. There are some areas where the teacher has to play a role. There are areas where the parents have to play a role. There are areas where the society has to play a role. And since these are the things which are not happening, that is the reason we see some uncivilized, uncultured kind of behaviors in the student. I was just talking to Mr. Ranga today. There was an incident yesterday. I would like to give a clarity over it. It was a very petty incident that happened yesterday. I am not saying that it should not have happened or whatever has happened should be forgotten. I don't think so. But the way the press has given a blown out of proportion kind of news, I think we don't deserve such kind of attention by the media. It was just a long kind of propaganda that was against our college. It was very pettified, and that has happened in every college, every week or every month. That was resolved very peacefully. But this was something which should not have happened. It was outside the college, after the college hours. So when I was speaking to the parents, I could see I could understand why the students have developed an aggressive kind of attitude. The parent was shouting and saying that I can lift anybody at any moment from the house. We are a big group. We kill people and police will never find whom we have killed and who has killed. These are all the words spoken by a parent in front of his child. Now imagine if my father or your father talks like that. What will be the effect on my personality? I will feel, because my maturity is not up to the level of understanding that this guy who is my father is a violent guy, I should not follow him. What I will feel is that, my father is strongest person, he can kill anybody, so I develop my attitude in that manner. I can do anything and I can be spared. So the real problems comes from the house. I could see when the father was speaking, the child was taking proud in listening to him. And we cannot expect that the child stops the father saying, "Father, you are wrong." This is the other way. So this is the problem we have. People used to say that parents have to spend quality time with children. What is quality time? Do the parent possess the quality within to spend quality time with the children? I am very sorry to say, this generation of parents are more involved in wealth generation, getting a part-time job for getting more money, getting more luxuries, than trying to find that their lifetime investment, who is their children, are suffering badly at the hands of their mismanagement or the time not given to them or whatever they are learning from the school. No parent is really trying to know what exactly is the learning going on in the life of the children. So there are two types of education. One is the academic education, what we call the technical education, that affects your mind, that enhances your mind, that will basically make you a technocrat. But there is another education, that is value-based education, that basically affects your heart. And unless you have an education that affects both your mind and heart, you cannot be called a civilized, or you cannot be called a engineer with humanness or human values. One of the professors of Hopkins University said that we are generating technocrats without the framework of ethics and values. And these technocrats are nothing but barbarians. We are generating maniacs because a illiterate thief can steal or rob a pad of notes in a bank, but a unethical, educated technocrat has the capability to steal the entire bank. So what's the difference? The difference is that he is using his education in the wrong direction because he is not, or he has not been imbibed with the ethics and values. So the alarming situation today is that we are generating very sound kind of technocrats, very sound in technology, but what we are unable to generate is a person with human values and morals. So connected to yesterday's incident, Mr. Ranga went to the police station today for some follow-up work. He happened to see a very typical incident a very wrong incident, or I can say unfortunate incident that happened in our neighborhood college. It seems that today in the classroom in our neighborhood college, let me not take any name, you are intelligent enough to find out what is the name. So, student was sitting in the classroom with one of the top button, unbuttoned shirt, which most of you do, I don't know. You do not, boys basically keep that top button, totally, whether they want to show that they have very good physique or what, I don't understand the logic. This guy was sitting in the classroom and one of the lecturer who was teaching he came there and told the student, button up your shirt. This guy told, I will not do it. So the lecturer has to forcefully come and button the shirt. The student slapped the teacher. And there was a police case filed by the teacher, by the director, by the management on the student, and the student is in the police station. Who is to be blamed for this? So it's a food for the thoughts of the teachers, academicians, students here, that do we want such kind of society? Would you like to stay in such kind of civilization where a teacher is slapped, a mother is slapped, and there are more nastier incidents than that recently happened? I don't want to speak here. It's an August occasion and we can talk about it some other time. So what is required today is, we require to affect as a teacher the heart and the mind of a student. Not only the student should be a sound technocrat, but also he should be very sound in morals, ethics and values. And that is a bigger responsibility a teacher has. If something doesn't happen in the house, I think the teacher should take an initiative and come forward. Whatever time he has, I know the semester is very much tightly scheduled. You don't have time to complete the syllabus. You may have so many excuses. But I think if you feel that this is what a student wants from you, just now some very good words were spoken by this young lady here. She told me a teacher is director of a film called Life. Exactly. A mother or a parent gives birth to the child, but the life is given by the teacher. And we are running away from our responsibilities. We are more syllabus-oriented teachers than a teacher in real time. So many kinds of legends have been written of teachers. Sarvapalli Radhakrishna Garu is one of them, who was a teacher apart, who was able to inspire the entire nation. And today we are celebrating his birthday as a Teacher's Day. Have we forgotten these meetings? Have we forgotten these kind of stalwarts and personalities? What is our goal as a teacher? I think if we set our goal as a teacher, the students also will be set. Since we have not set our goals as a teacher, I think the teaching is not going proper, and this is the result of our teaching. So I am very much honored and very much overwhelmed that we have students in Sree Dattha who never disrespect the teacher, who never misbehave with the teacher. I think that's one of the wonderful quality of Sree Dattha Institutions. I see today the new fresh batch which has come. It's quite talented. They are having very good communication skills. I think if we groom these skills to further extent, they may turn out to be a very good individual, very good personality. Last 2 days back, there was one lady by name Anita Peter. She is an actor in Malayalam and Tamil serials. She is a dancer. She is Mrs. Gladrax. She is Miss Beautiful Hairs. And her passion is motivational speaking. So when she came over here, she really mesmerized the students who heard her. This lady came, there is something which you need to understand. It's not just an incidental story I am narrating. She spent about 5 hours or 6 hours, I suppose, in the college. After her session, when she was addressing the students, I could see a motherly love and care in dealing with the students. Her eyes I could see, her face I could see, the way she was handling anybody who come to her. She was handling in such a manner, and she turned back and told, "You are wonderful students in your college. Groom them properly." So, I never heard this sentence from any of our teachers. So I have a question. Did you never, in your tenure as a teacher, saw your students with affection? Did you ever, as a teacher, had the tenderness in your attitude and approachability in you that you forgot to understand what kind of students you have here? An outsider is saying that you are wonderful students over here. And our teachers never understood or realized that we really have wonderful students in our college. So, I am really very happy saying this, that yesterday there was another gentleman who came from Carnegie Mellon University, which is one of the top universities in computer science education. This is Professor Martin. And I was just trying to understand that how this guy, who is basically an American, is trying to interact with the Indian students whose psychology he is unaware of. So he came yesterday with a mission that colleges do impart knowledge and skills in the students, but colleges do not impart behavior. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say one thing, that even behavior also is a skill that can be learned. It's not something which is inherent or genetic or innate. It's also a skill that can be learned. So this is something which we have never known about. Now this gentleman, when he told that I have come here with a mission to correct the behavior of the students, to correct the attitude of the students. Now my immediate question was, do you really understand the attitude of students of Telangana? Because you are from America. You know the attitude of the teenagers over in New York or in New Jersey or California or entire America. He told, I am doing this in the past 4 or 5 years. And I have come to understanding about the behavior of students of Telangana or India. It's a great job done by a foreigner. How many teachers are really interested to tweak that attitude of a student or correct the behavior of a student? Because that is the basic problem. It's the root of the problem. Behavior is corrected, knowledge and skills will go in the proper manner. So, the religions say a lot about the teacher. And we are very fortunate to have the name of our college as Sree Dattha, who is teachers of all the gods. So sometimes, Dr. P.V.N. Narasimha says to me, that sir, in the entire day you always speak with the visitors' parents, and in your speech you always recite the word Sree Dattha, Sree Dattha, Sree Dattha. Maybe it's the blessing of Sree Dattha that you are able to manage things here. So I said, wonderful. Yes, I never was aware of that thing. That whenever I talk to any delegate or any parent or anybody coming to the college, many a times I recite the name of Sree Dattha. Sree Dattha is like that, Sree Dattha is doing like this. So he observed that and told you are reciting Sree Dattha name so many times. Maybe it's a blessing of Sree Dattha on this college. So see, that is what I want to convey to the teachers. You have a bigger role to play. I once went to my city. It was a very privileged kind of occasion in my life where I was invited in my city in a function as a chief guest. Sorry, guest of honor. Chief guest was Pitaadhipati of a very famous temple there by name Sharan Basaveshwara temple. He is a person who is renowned in the entire world. People all over the world can pay their respect or homage. A MP was sitting on the dais, and I was fortunate to share the dais with them. So when I spoke, the entire hall thundered with claps. It was the first time in my life where I got recognition in my own city. People never knew me until then. I was an ordinary man then. You know what happened? The immediate thought that came in my mind is that with whose effort am I able to speak in such an audience? Who taught me all these things? Of course, God, mother, then the teacher. So my immediate reaction was that soon after the function is over, I should go to the teacher who taught me English, who taught me proper English, and I should touch her feet. So it was 10:30 in the evening. I told my wife that let me go to our teacher's house. Her name is Josephine De Silva. So at this hour of night it will not be possible, What may they think about it? I told nothing doing. She knows I am a good student and she will definitely give an audience to me. So I went there at 10:30, knocked the door. She only opened. The very first emotion or the very first instinct I had was, though it's not in our religion to touch the feet, I had touched the feet of my teacher. And my wife was surprised how that spontaneity came in you and you never even remembered that our culture doesn't allow to touch the feet. I told it's something which is inherent, spontaneous. I thought this is the best way of giving respect to a teacher, and I could see the tears in the eyes of the teacher. And she just told one word, God bless you, Samita. So that is what is the, respect for a teacher. And that's how the blessings comes from the heart of a teacher when they see the student prospering and when they see the student respecting them. So please don't ever in your consciousness or intentionally or unintentionally try to harm a student, because today he or she may not have the maturity to understand what you have done for him or her. But tomorrow when he gains maturity or she gains maturity, can you be able to face a question from the student that you have done a wrong for him or her because of which he or she could not make a career? So you are the most responsible human beings on this face of earth. You have been the chosen one from the God to pursue this noble profession. And I hope you all will rise up to the level of the saying in Bhagavad Gita, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara. I think I, as a teacher, have the privilege to have this shloka matching to my profession. You are the most blessed one to have the same thing for me. Thank you so much.